Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Parent Academy. My name is Kevin Monahan, middle school principal, and I'm here with my esteemed colleague and good friend, Dr. Rob Furman. Hi, Rob.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, buddy. I have a topic that I want to talk about today, and it's something that all of us have gone through that had kids, and that is transition to the middle school. Now, I want to talk about a couple different things. First of all, I want to talk about how we as a school help our kids make the transition, and then I want to go into what we can do as parents, or what parents can do to help their kids transition to the middle school. So you ready for this?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, buddies. Now, you're an elementary principal, so when your kids come up to me, what are some things that you do prior to them arriving to my building?
And this is always an interesting topic because of the fact that I'm elementary and you're middle school, and we literally are the transition between the two buildings. If I was talking to an administrator, I would say that the communication that you and I have is critical for that type of transition time. If you're talking teachers, I think it's critical that the teachers are communicating so that they know the expectations of what's going on in the next grade up, so that they are preparing kids with things as simple as, I remember there used to be lockers with the locks in there. So in fourth grade, I guess we need to let the audience know, our transition is from fourth to fifth. Elementary ends in fourth, fifth starts in middle school. So we'd have them practice with that. Anything to take away those stressors of what happens when they get up there. It's always those little unknowns that if you can take them away from the kids, then the mystery of going up to the middle school is decreased, and that helps a lot. Things like knowing the building. We do the move-up day. It makes a big difference because then they're not coming into some mysterious building. They've been there, they've done that at least once, maybe twice even. Back then, the lockers was always a stress because they only have so much time between things. So we would make sure that the kids had practiced with some of that stuff. So from a school point of view, it really is take a look at the things that the kids are anxious about in terms of going to fourth to fifth, and then educate them or expose them to those things prior to getting there, so that it's no longer a mystique, no longer a mystery, no longer a worry for them. How about at your end, buddy?
No, on my end too. That in years past, we've had a lot of anxious students, but we've also had a lot of anxious parents. And I think the parents are more anxious than their children. And a lot of it has to deal with not so much the academic end of it, but more the social emotional end of it. Every year we hear about, what are we going to do with, who's he going to eat lunch with, or who's she going to eat lunch with? Do I have enough time at my locker, to get to my classes on time? Am I going to be able to remember where my classes are? And I think that we as a school, we offer opportunities for like transition days, we call them, where our kids get to come up and walk through their schedule. They get to have a meeting one-on-one with the principal or the teachers that are present. I think that, communication, like you mentioned prior, is the key. Getting frequent communications out to the parents. As we will start rolling into August, I'm going to be sending out some communications, via email with the parents, or even some video chats with parents, just so that they start to feel more comfortable with this transition process. So having your child, he's leaving the middle school now, but coming into the middle school, what were some things that you helped him with as a parent to deal with these social emotional concerns?
And yeah, we're going through another transition now to high school, 8th to 9th grade. But when he would transition to 4th to 5th grade, there was a lot of that. I remember one of the biggest things that you had mentioned was, who am I going to sit with at lunch? I remember that was a real concern for his and his buddies. So what we did is we talked to him and had him talk to his friends, and we said, look, just right before you walk into the lunchroom, walk in together. And sort of have a plan in advance as to how you want to deal with it, so that you aren't walking in there sort of blind. And then as a parent, and even though, yes, I'm an administrator in the building, every parent really has this same ability. I communicated with the school and I said, how do the kids pick their lunch seats. So I knew for the first week or so they get to move around, and eventually, after so many days, they say, okay, this is now your seat. And I don't know if you still do it that way, but 4 years ago, that's how we did it. So I told him that, and it was the knowledge of knowing that walking in day one, you're not there forever. You've got a couple days to find sort of your group of buddies, and that eased him out, that calmed him down. The other concern that he had coming in was, again, the vastness of the building, and how is he going to be able to make all his classes. Now, my son's a little bit different. He still carries around his entire locker on his back. I don't know why. Drives me crazy. He's always carrying a million books. But he got to the routine of being able to go to his locker at certain times. And again, it was that pre-planning. We took him up to the room, we took him up to the building. Look, all of your fifth grade teachers are pretty much in the same pod area. So don't worry about that. So it was exposure, it was pre-planning on the parents' part, because the child's not going to do that. Communicating with the school, so if there were questions that I had that I could help him ease his mind, I did it. And it worked out. We had a beautiful transition, and he's doing real well.
No, and that's wonderful, Rob. I like what you said, too, about how you increased your knowledge about what your child was to expect when they walked through these doors at this middle school. And I think that as any parent, you listen to your child's concerns, but I think it is so important not to feed on their fears, but to always be an encouragement to them. If there's something negative, I know that at the middle school, bullying, is a topic. Like, kids worry about, what's going to happen in the hallways. I think that if we could be upbeat as parents and speak positivity over situations, I think that helps them as well. This kind of sets their mind at ease. If you do come across that, these are the people that you talk to. You're going to have a great experience here at this middle school. I think that by offering your support and letting them know that they can come to you, or that you as the parent are telling them they can go to any administrator, teacher, staff member, or even you as the parent, contact the school. Have communications with the school all the time. You and I both love that, to have parents always contacting us, having communications, so that it makes us, better administrators, through these conversations.
And there's something to be said, especially about parent communication, because that could be a positive and a negative when parents are talking about a school district. The district doesn't communicate enough with me, or I don't feel that communication's there. We are always trying to put as much communication out there as we can, as a school district, as a school, as a principal, as a teacher. However, what parents need to realize is, like for my building, I've got 700 kids, which means I've got 1,400 parents, give or take, to communicate with. You as a parent only have one principal, maybe 4 or 5 teachers. So when we're trying to communicate with 1,400, it can get daunting. So if you have a question, you only have one of us to call. Call us. We will absolutely make time for you. We will absolutely answer all of your questions. But it's easier for you to call one than it is for us to continually try to attempt 14, which we do on a regular basis. But if you've got a specific problem or question or concern, call us, email us. We're always here. We're always willing to listen. And that will help make the transition for your child that much better if we've got that line of communication open.
Yeah. And the last thing that I pretty much wanted to mention, Rob, excellent points. I can't emphasize enough the importance of remaining involved in your child's middle school career. Too many times parents say, okay, they're getting older, I need to step back. Listen, I can appreciate the fact that you want your child to take on more responsibility, but they still need that support. And I encourage all parents to get involved, with the school, volunteer time. Communicate frequently and often, with the teachers. I mean, if you start to see something that is troubling your child, you need to be the advocate for your child, and you need to contact them. Like Rob said, we have anywhere between 600 and 700 kids in the building, and there may be some things that we don't see immediately, and that is where we need your help so that we can make your child's middle school career highly successful for both you and your child.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, hey, I think we gave them a lot of good information. I do want to put out there, Parent Academy folk, look down below here. There's a button that says subscribe. Subscribe to us. You'll know every time we're putting out another video. Also, please like this video so we can get more people to be watching it. I'm going to call ourselves the Practical Principals, because we really don't want to put anything out there that's not realistic, that's not doable. So, we always want to keep our themes open. If there's anything that you want us to discuss or research for you, please put them down in the comments below, and we'll be more than happy to use that as our next topic. Also, for those of you that are local in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, the Practical Principals, which I sort of like the new name, we're going to be doing a Parent Academy session live at Barnes & Noble at South Hills Village on September 9th. More information to be announced later. Feel free to check out my website, www.robfurman.com, for more information. Closer to the middle end of August, we'll know exact times and things like that. Okay? So, thank you. Kevin, you want to wrap us up?
Hey, I just want to thank all of you for listening, and I hope that the information that we're providing you is practical and relevant. And if you have any suggestions for any topics you would like us to do, hey, please get a hold of us one way or the other. Hey, this is Kevin Monahan and my friend Rob Furman signing off. Have a great day, everyone.